This is Gangsta-Gangsta, and I am your host, Askari Abdul Mubakam, and I'm doing a special episode down here in San Diego. I don't have my co-host, Michael Baby Duck Hall, but we do have two special guests. So why don't you introduce yourselves?
What's up, everybody? Call me Raccit. I'm from Southeast San Diego, neighborhood crip, rolling 40s.
That's right. Yeah, I'm Ricky Weaver, man. West Coast, 30s for life.
20s, 30s, and 40s.
That's right. Run that.
So what does that mean? What's 20, 30s, and 40s? What does that mean?
That's predominantly, it's not all the crip gangs in San Diego, but it's the two powerhouses, neighborhood and West Coast. West Coast is the originators of Crippin in San Diego. Neighborhood was soon to follow shortly thereafter, and we're in a predominantly blood city, and we're the only two crip gangs in it. Shout out to East Dago Mob, shout out to Linda Vista Crip and the Oceanside homies.
All right. So we're here. You're Ricky Weaver. You're Raccit. So Ricky Weaver, you're a progenitor, right? You're like one of the originators of what?
Originator of one of the mafia Crips. Then I went down to Wrecking Crew. I was West Coast Mafia Crew, but I was in the Wrecking Crew, which West Coast Mafia, they controlled Wrecking Crew, everything about West Coast Crips.
So what people outside of San Diego probably don't understand, like you dudes in LA probably don't understand, is how quickly after Crippin started in LA, Crippin started down here. So
Right.
talk to us about that. When did Crippin start down here in San Diego?
Crippin in San Diego started in 1973. That's when Donnie Ramsey, Sid Bull, and all of them came out of YA, Youth Authority, and all that. And because they was doing time with them, Raymond Washington and Tookie and all them up there. So they came down here. Neighborhood is originally a part of Harlem. West Coast is really a part of the Hoover Crip gang. You feel me? So this is where the whole thing started, because it's really when they was up there together. And then when they came out, Swole on Chuck, Big Wolf, Sitting Bull, Crazy Crip, all of them, all of the big homies, man. You had Butcher, and there was a few more of them.
So your big homies that was there when in the penitentiary when Crippin was formulated, were they claiming LA Crip sets? Were they claiming San Diego cliques of LA Crip sets? Because you're saying that like the Groove or the Hoovers were a part of the West Coast, right? So when West Coast first started, were y'all calling yourself Hoover? Were y'all calling yourself Hoovers, or did the homies come out the pen and immediately come into like, okay, we gonna have our own San Diego clique thing, and we gonna call ourselves West Coast?
That's the whole thing about it is we got our own names. Neighborhood eventually changed their sign because it was too much like Harlem. So Neighborhood switched their sign up. They never claimed Harlem or anything like that. They was always been Neighborhood Crips over there. I used to live over there before it turned into a set. I used to live on 733 Escuela, when they used to throw block parties over there on Duval, way back in the days. And this is when the US organization had that whole set. The US organization, that's why Little Africa came up, because US organization had that area down there. You feel me? So over here on the West, we just right there in the 20s, in the 30s, and that's
for the wider audience, like who ain't in San Diego or don't know what Little Africa is. What is that? Little Africa what?
Little Africa was originally meant to be just Little Africa, a part of the country right here. This is our part. US organization had that established because up on the hill, which this is when neighborhoods started changing into a Crip set. You hear me? So US organization just claimed that little part down there was Little Africa. Later on, they turned it into Bloods, because in Little Africa, it was all Crips living down there. Terry Hill, Darren Hill, all of them, they had that down there. And and I don't know what year it started to be Bloods, but it was all the Crips. Just like West Coast went all the way up to 38, but we pushed everything back across the bridge, because you used to have West Coast businessman That was originally before it went to Central City. You feel me?
And what year was the businessman down?
The businessman's was like in 75, 76, but they was mainly across the bridge. South Look, Hollywood Terrace, 38, 36, 39, all them streets over there. The South was over in the corner, just at that part, but it wasn't Brim's until Country came down here. And Country moved in the house on 32nd.
So tell us when you're saying country and all, where was country originally from? Who is this? Who is country?
Country was a blood from LA.
Right.
And they killed his brother up there. All right. So when they went to his funeral, the Crips kicked in the door on the funeral, kicked his coffin over. So his mama said, you got to go. So his mama sent him down here. He was living right across the street from me on 32nd in between Commercial and Webster. So the big homies and them found out, and Donnie and Victor and Jerry and all them, they found out he was there. They all came down there. They ran him off, but he ran down there in the South, down there in South Crest, because it never was Brim's. That was
what did he find when he went down? He found the Brim's. What did he do?
He founded the Brim's down there.
Right.
He started the Brim's down there, you know. So and Skyline kicked in 1980. Because the first time we seen a Pyru in San Diego, we asked him, man, what do ESP mean? Me and Feeny Boy and a few more, we was up at Ocean View Park. I said, man, and you know, the nigga banged, nigga, this East Side Pyru. Well, we went at his ass. Ain't no Pyrus in San Diego. This is when we learned about.
What year was that when you first realized there were Pyrus?
It was 1980. Late 79, 80.
Right.
You know, because Lincoln Park was Park Boys. Them was the only ones we was really at odds with.
And so that's let me ask you about that. So in LA in the 80s, you know, I wasn't around in the 70s, so I can't speak about what was going on in the 70s. But in the 80s, I know that Crips and Bloods, right, like were actual rivals, just on a strength. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that right now, but like on a strength, just you was a Crip, another dude was Blood, you was Blood, another dude was a Crip. Like that's automatic beef.
On site.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But you couldn't say that because see, you got to remember this part right here, right? You know, neighborhood. This is why 4-7 was formed. 4-7 was formed because a lot of the dudes in Lincoln Park, all right, because they was Lincoln Park boys. A lot of them wanted to turn Blood. A lot of the homies that was in Lincoln Park were like, nah, man, we ain't no Bloods. That's what started 4-7.
And what's 4-7 already?
4-7 is it's a neighborhood, but that's what created 4-7. The ones that didn't want to go Blood when Lincoln Park decided to go Blood.
4-7 is a neighborhood. It's one of our major blocks. We got 41st
Right.
Street, 4-4, which is these
Right.
Dago mob homies, 4-5, Samoan Crips, 4-7, 4-9.
Yeah.
In Dago, anything with a 4 in front of it is his neighborhood. The 4.
Exactly.
So how did banging evolve? Not how did sets evolve down here? How did banging evolve down here? Like in LA, it really turned into mostly a Crip on Crip type of beat. Like that's mostly what's happening right now in LA. And that's what the evolution of Crippin happened, where it was mostly first it started off Crip Blood, right now it's mostly Crip on Crip. And that's largely due to the Gangsta 60 war,
Right.
where that happened, and everybody's choosing sides. You either a gangster, you or a neighborhood, right? And then that just started a whole new thing. What happened here in San Diego with banging? Like, how did that evolve here?
It really happened when it really took its turn from to worse is a lot of guys that moved out of West Coast. They moved up in Skyline. So they cut from the same cloth we is. All right. But they mom and them got a good job, so they moved up there, them good houses. Some of us, we was left behind. But when it really got thick is when they started going through neighborhood on Guyman, shooting at homies. So we decided to go over there and wait on Diamond, wait on them to come through. So we helping the homies from the hood. And that's what really set it in motion, because we wanted some of that beef too. because they was Crips. You hear me?
Yeah, in San Diego, we don't believe in Crip on Crip violence. I mean, shit has changed.
Right.
Shit has changed for the worse in recent years, but San Diego is a predominantly blood city, and we stick together. If a homie from West Coast get hit, we all mount up and we
Yeah.
all go do what we do, vice versa. We don't believe in Crip on. I mean, you always have them moments, niggas fighting, you
Yeah.
know, all them bullshit moments, but as a whole, we stand in solidarity.
That's
Okay,
right.
so let me ask you about that solidarity. So you know, like sets are expanding all over the globe now, right? They're everywhere.
Right.
And I found that cats that bang California sets in other places don't bang California politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm asking here is, in San Diego, of the politics of cricket, like 40s, like so for example, 40s when I was banging, when I was young, and I was banging, right? We wasn't allies, but we wasn't enemies, right?
Mhm.
40s when there was, and it was really super small set,
Mhm.
super small set.
Right.
Now they huge, right? But they were a small set, and it wasn't, even though they was down with 6-0, they wasn't enemies to Gangsta. Same thing with Harlem. Like no, they at that point and back in the 80s, people hadn't picked those sides, that major gangster or neighborhood side. So down here with neighborhoods, are y'all aligned with LA neighborhood in that way where whoever is funking with the 40s in LA, y'all funk with them too?
We catch beef by default. A lot of homies when they run into Hoovers or the A-Trade gangsters, see down here is none of that. So you don't really come in terms with that until you go to prison. So a nigga bang on you, they be like, "Where you from?" Nigga just gonna be like, "I'm from neighborhood 40s." And then when the nigga say whoop-de-whoop neighborhood 40s, you just gonna react off of it, not knowing that he ain't even talking about San Diego 40s, or maybe if he knew you from San Diego, he probably still feel the same way. A lot of my homies, we're not the same as LA 40s. We're different. You know what I'm saying? We are our own entity. We fucks with a lot of my little homies. Fuck with a lot of them dudes up there. They go up to their hood days and all that stuff. But we're San Diego neighborhood 40s.
And that's where a lot of conflict come in between us homies here in San Diego, because we such a tight group that when one of them drift off and say, you know, I'm kicking it with the 40s, you know, which 40s? With the homie them up in LA. Now we gotta kind of let you go do your thing. If that's what you want to do, don't come over here for support with us, because you choose that. So some homies do play that role. They just 40s all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm saying?
What's the
Even homies on West Coast do it when they go on 30s with Harlem. They do the same thing. But we tell them straight up, hold it, homie. This here is this or nothing, man.
What's the danger of a San Diego crib leaving the San Diego car to go click up with some other city's set? What does that represent, like dangerously or not?
Not like the big homie just said, it ain't no danger to him. We just tell him if that's what you choose to do, you go over there and you do it. If shit hits the fan, don't come to the San Diego Crip car looking for no, because a lot of my little homies, they push the rolling car. They don't push SDC, they push rolling,
Right.
which is the LA 60, 90, 100s, you know, anything with 50s, you know, anything. But if they choose to do that, we don't trip on them. We don't.
No.
Just go do, you know, go do. We got a lot of Samoa homies from my turf. A lot of them come to prison and want to push other. That's fine. If you want to do that, but when the shit hits the fan, don't come to us, and vice versa. We won't go to you. That's all.
And then when you get on the streets now, that black eye is there. You hear me? That black eye, that black eye is there, because we know what you did last summer.
Right.
You feel me? So you know we kind of like, okay, man, he's still the homie.
What is the SD card in the penitentiary? It's not an SD card. Like,
No.
There's no San Diego card, meaning like
619 all San
there
Diego.
ain't no 619 car where, like, you know, you just from 619, everybody Crip blood, whatever is in the car. But do you have an SD Crip card, an SD Damu card? Does that exist in this?
SD Damu card came out later once they seen what we was doing.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we was pushing SDC, and you know that's where we stood. That was our stronghold. That's what we rep. That's what we did. You didn't like it? Oh well. You hear me? There's no constitutions. There's no paperwork. There's an understanding between us, homies. It's an understanding.
Talk to us about how that came about, the SDC card independence. What happened there?
Well, really, the reason it came about, homie, is because they had some niggas that was in cliques, LA cliques, under constitutions, under they all that BS. So so to stop homies from being used, because once you up under their belt and they send you on a mission, they ain't sending their homies on missions. They sending other sets on missions. They preserving their homies for their stronghold if anything go bad. So we like, hold on, man. We create our own.
Then you take it to, just say you go to Folsom and it's 4 San Diego Crips or San Diego Crips that's on the yard that are under the Blue Notes.
Right.
Then I hit the yard and I ain't with that
Right.
shit, nigga. I'm from neighborhood Crips, San Diego. I ain't pushing under them. They're gonna send my homies to stab me. So the big homies got tired of that shit. Like, we killing our own, we fucking up our own folks. Listening to these dudes, gonna start our own shit. We're gonna start doing our own
What
thing.
role, Ricky, did you play in that, in formulating, making sure that San Diego had a card that was respecting San Diego?
I played a major part in it because I give a fuck about these dudes. 1, 2, I know some of them's mamas and daddies. They come in there young as hell, not really knowing what's happening or what's going on, and you got other homies, pulling them into that paperwork, that BS, and all that there. So my influence over all of it was heavy, man, because it was needed. It wasn't something that I was power hungry, because I didn't ask nobody to do nothing that I wouldn't do. And if you look back and find out through any of the homies, they'll tell you, when we went on missions, I was up there front with them. You feel me? Yeah, hey. But if you had a personal problem with somebody, man, go knuckle up with that motherfucker, man. What are you talking about, homie? So that's why I'm well respected. It's not because of, I'm just, no, man, I was up there with them. I was in that line with them. Whether it was banging, selling stuff in there, doing whatever, I was up there with them. If we got a pound of weed, your night to hold it today. Next day gonna be your day. We don't know who got that pound, but we moving that motherfucker around till we got it trimmed all the way down to just a half. We done smoked it, but somebody, you gonna play a part in this. And I had my night where I had to hold it. I had to hold the knives. I had to do all of that. Oh man, don't worry about it. Hey, homie got it. Really, I got it.
So I'm gonna channel my co-host Michael Hall, Baby Duck.
Right.
He's always asking this question because it is a pivotal question that we always ask on Gangsta-Gangsta. And that question is, what did it cost you? What did it cost you to be a neighborhood Crip?
Shit. If I had it all to do over again, I wouldn't even say I would even change anything because it made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? But it cost me a lot. By the time I was 17, I already did my first robbery big. I sent Way to Texas to do some time, came back, got shot twice. By 17, from 20 to 40, only 2 birthdays on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Lost a lot of friends. It cost me a lot, but
Did you raise your children?
No. I got 3 daughters. All 3 of my daughters I seen grow up in pictures. I just had a son. He was born on 2/22/22, and it was a Tuesday. That little boy gonna be special. You can go back to this podcast. But anyway, this is my first kid that I'm actually raising. I was actually there changing diapers, doing all that stuff because I was in the penitentiary while I had 3 daughters.
Yeah.
What did it cost you?
Like he said, homie, I wouldn't change none of it, man. Cause that's what I was dealt. You feel me? And them was the people that was there with me. And we was all sleeping in the same little beds and
pallets.
Yeah, eating the same food. And what I lost, man, tell you the truth, homie, fuck it, I had fun. I ain't gonna lie.
There's no doubt that
Ain't gonna
there's no
lie.
doubt that there's funny. I mean,
Yeah,
It's moments.
you can't explain
yeah,
it to people who ain't been in it, right?
right,
It is, right?
right,
It's fun and you enjoy it and you even love, you love some of it and you love the people,
right.
but there is a cost to it, right? That oftentimes is not talked about. And that's a part of the reality too. The reality is the fun. Like you love other things, but there are other things that
You say the cost, and I understand what you're
yeah,
saying. But if I never understood how to be a father or to raise a child,
right.
I really didn't miss nothing. It was just a part of the game. Fuck it. Ah shit. Motherfuckers know I ain't gay. I fucked her. She had a baby. Boom. I can make kids. Boom. I ain't even tripping on taking care of them. This is the mindset I was in. I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't afraid of death. I wasn't afraid of anything. That's where the psychological part was, was fucked up. But then at the same time, like I say, hey man, I know a lot of dudes in that graveyard, they didn't make it. And I done did some fucked up shit. And they ain't did shit. And look at where they at. Because that moment they slipped, because they didn't take that street game so serious. All of us is here because when we seen a car coming down the street, motherfucker, we looked at it. And we looked at it all the way through. We didn't look at all that and turn our head. No. And when we met aggression out on them streets with aggression. We wasn't waiting on you to come and do something to us. We're gonna bring it to you. You had to, even in the pen. I've been stabbed and all that shit. But you know what? No problem. They paid for it. Because, hey, man, you don't hit me. I'm a conceited ass motherfucker. Oh, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? And I got this crew, and all of them is. And the bad side of this is, hey, I know some of these dudes' secrets. And they waiting on, man, I'm not telling, I'm finished. I'm cool. I'm done. But I'm still from over there. You feel
So
me?
now let's talk about that. That's a good segue into this last question here, which is who are you as men today? Either one of you can start. Who are you today? What's your life about today? What do you feel is
I'll
important?
I'll start. I work for Pillars of the Community. We're a nonprofit organization, Muslim based, that advocates for people negatively impacted by law enforcement. We treat people. We teach our people in these impoverished neighborhoods that it's okay to be treated with dignity and respect, and it's not okay for these cops to be terrorizing our community. I lead the police accountability unit. Um, we hold cops accountable for all the crap that they put us through. And the person that I am today, I'm so proud of. I know my mom down in heaven. She was the type of mom, she would be proud if I killed a cop. She's just a proud mama. But now I know she's truly proud of me up there chilling with her little angel friends. I'll be out at functions with the homies, because even though I push for this, peace and us knowing the game and waking up. I'm like you said, I'm still from over there. I can still go over there at any given moment. I'm loved by my big homies and my little homies.
That's right.
But I know when I be at functions and I see one of the little homies' moms, and they come up and they was like, I just got to give you a hug, because whatever you said to my son clicked. And I've been telling him this for 10 years and he ain't been listening. But whatever you said to him clicked, and he's starting to do better. That feels so good. You know what I'm saying? To feed homeless people, to just help your people out, it feels amazing. So to go from where I was, I used to gang bang hard, and now I politic hard. It's all politics all the way through, but now it's just politics for the right thing for my people.
You know, me, I'm working with pillars. I go where they send me. I do what's asked of me, and I'm loving the results that we getting. I love the job they do because I'm anti-police because of all the drama I've seen over the years. But now I don't pay them no attention. What I gets out of this, man, and it's changing me every day, because I'm still a work in progress. I'm learning from my little homies, learning from you and a few other people. See, I try not to appear that I'm stupid, but I am, because you guys already know what to do in here. So I like, okay, But now I see some of my younger homies emulating me, my actions, and they speaking my words like they did in there. You hear me? And now I see them out here. They want to come and work with us. They want to, hey man, if Rick can change, fuck, I know I can do something else. I don't judge them if they selling dope, pimping hoes, whatever. I don't judge them. Hey man, you ever need some help, holler at me. You know, I can only go out so far. But hey, you ever need the help, holler at me. If I don't know something, I'm gonna come up here and ask one of y'all. And I'm gonna get them an answer. Because we didn't have that before. You know? Now we got that. And I'm a vehicle in the middle of that. I can take it. Like he said, feed homeless. Me and my wife do it sometimes straight out of our pocket.
Mhm.
We don't care. Because it feels good to us. I don't judge none of them. And they love that about me. And I love it about them. I'm loving the work I'm doing now because it's helping people get in rehab when they may not want to talk to you or Leela or you know what I'm saying? But they'll talk to me because they, you know, we came through that same, they know I understand. I ain't gonna judge them. Come on, man, I got a spot for you. They'll get in the car.
At
Yeah.
Pillars, we believe that being a gang member is not a crime.
No.
So we fashion ourselves around the unmentionables, the gang members, the people
Yeah.
that nobody wants to talk about. They just want to throw you in that can and give you that EPRD date.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we deal with. That's who we help. That's who we cater to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they're the ones in the most need.
And when even now, if I'm around some of my young homies, you know, they got heaters on them. They're like, man, I'm gonna go put this up, big homie. You know, you on paper. I'm not on paper, but out of respect for me,
Mm-hmm.
they'll go get it out. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm loving that. And they also listening to, cause see, ain't nobody giving us the props. There ain't been no gun violence, no downright out, boom, 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 bam, pulling up from drug. There ain't been none. And ain't nobody giving us props. And it's coming from right here. You hear me? Because we out in them streets. We talking to them. We may not be talking directly to the shooter, but we talking to the nigga that got that.
That's talking to the shooter.
Yeah, exactly. See, nobody's giving us that. It's right here. Real shit. I hear y'all say shit. I read stuff. Okay, cool. I put that in my repertoire to use out there. I can go in any set around here, man. I can even go in the red set, but I don't feel comfortable. You hear me? Because I know how I live my life. But I know some of them like, man, you get him, you get some stars, stripes, and all kind. Yeah, not it's gonna happen, partner. Stop it. So I just tell them, hey man, meet me at Starbucks. Want to talk? Yeah, I tell you straight up, man. Rick gonna tell you, meet him at Starbucks. You want to sit down and talk? Hey, I'm gonna buy these guys a couple of things to eat. That's going to be happening.
Don't have to go to this set or that set.
And I don't have to come back to Pillars and tell them, hey man, this little dude here shot this dude and I don't have to come back. Did Did you settle the issue? Yes, I did. Results. Look at it. Look at the fucking results. Nobody really looked. Oh, there was a shooting over here. I remember there was times, man, there was 6, 7, 8, 9 shooters a night.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? Now you got these little weird dudes doing this weird shit off of this weird drugs. They accidentally shoot a motherfucker.
All right, this has been Gangsta-Gangsta, man. We appreciate you brothers coming on and talking to us, giving us this perspective from San Diego. This perspective we didn't have, and we appreciate and enjoy having you. We would love to have my co-host Michael Hall down here. we get down here and talk, and we hope to have some more episodes coming out in San Diego.
Yeah,
So,
we get it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you
all
as
the
well.
This has been Gangsta-Gangsta. We are out.